Second rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about...
Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne.
English, mother...
Body, you ain't got no job, and you ain't got shit to do.
Let's put a smile on that face.
What's up, film fam, and welcome to the Film Room Podcast. My name's Dion.
My name is Scott.
And today we're in the spirit of Halloween, we're doing the 2009 Zombieland. So I know you're not a huge horror movie fan, so I'm curious to hear what are your thoughts on this style of movie.
Yeah, this was, I always knew it wasn't a horror movie. Well, I've actually seen this movie kind of like in bits and pieces.
Oh, really?
It's one of those movies that I feel like if I was hanging out with some people, or if I was it was on TV, like it would just throw it on, or it would just be on in the background. So I'd kind of seen it here and there, but I've never sat down to watch the whole thing.
Okay.
But the satire, the comedy, it's not realistic. Yeah, I don't really like horror movies, mostly because, well, one, I don't know, you can call me a bitch. I don't like walking to a movie and being scared. I don't want to walk out and just be scared. I don't some people enjoy it, which I respect. If that's what you like, that's what you like. I don't enjoy that. But
yeah, it's fair.
This one that it's not meant to scare you, but thrillers I really enjoy, and this one that has the comedy aspect to it, I had a great time.
Okay, no, it's good. I'm glad to hear that. I mean, this one had a little bit of it wasn't like a scare in the sense of paranormal or anything.
Yeah.
Like a little bit of jump scares here and there kind of thing, and when the zombies pop up and stuff like that, as the characters get scared, you're kind of scared. You don't mind that kind of stuff. I mean, that kind of happens. I feel like that happens in thrillers too.
Yeah,
Sometimes
exactly.
A little bit of a jump.
Yeah. I don't mind a jump scare here and there. Honestly, the biggest reason that I don't like horror movies, on top of what I already said, is that a lot of times I feel like there's not much of a story there. It's just people running from the ghost or the monster or the zombie. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, there's not a whole lot going on. But I mean, not that there's a ton going on in this movie really, but it's funny. And also because it was a satirical style, it wasn't taking itself too seriously, I wasn't scared because I was all the jump scares, I wasn't even scared for our characters. I was I don't think they're gonna die. This movie's not taking itself too seriously, and even if they do, it's just gonna be a funny, jokey way. When Bill Murray gets taken out, it's fucking hilarious.
No, exactly. Yeah, and that had nothing even to do with zombies.
Yeah.
It's just, but I mean, I guess technically it did have to do with zombies, but not a real one.
Yeah,
they thought
he's faking
he was a
it
zombie.
out. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but yeah, I mean, I really liked this movie when it came out, but that was almost over 10 years ago, and you never know if it's a nostalgia thing of you watched it back then, and then it's just in your memory, and you're kind of yeah, that was a really good movie. But I watched it again, and I actually really enjoyed it this time, so it wasn't just the nostalgia.
Yeah, no, you're right. There's definitely movies like that. I'm trying to think if there's one that pops right in my head that I loved as a kid. Oh, you know what, dude? When I saw, you ever seen The Book of Eli with Denzel?
No, but
dude,
is that one of those?
I watched that when I was young. When it came out in theaters, I was like, "This is the best movie I've ever seen in my life."
Yeah.
And now I go back and watch it, it's not horrible, but
it's not as good as you thought.
Not even close. Not even close.
Damn. Yeah, no, that sucks. I hate that feeling because especially when you talk it up too. And you're damn, I've been talking this movie up.
Yeah, exactly.
People probably I've been telling, yo, you gotta watch Book of Eli, and people are this is what he thinks is top tier. All right, damn,
exactly.
All right.
Then your whole credibility is fucked at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, now now that we do this podcast, I feel like I'm always shook to reference people to movies now because I'm damn, that's my whole credibility now.
I know. Hey man, I've been ruining my credibility episode after episode, man, with all the movies I haven't seen. I'm messing up directors all the time, and hey, I've just learned to steer into the skid. I'm
yeah, that's fair.
I've been saying from the start, we're not movie experts. I've even come to realize I didn't even realize, because I mean we talked movies before we started this, but now we're doing it every single week. And you know way more than I do about movies, and it's great. I enjoy it. I learn a lot just talking to you. But I am totally fine taking the B seat here, being the movie noob, and it's just a fresh perspective. I'll be the movie noob moving forward. It's great.
It's funny you say that because I still feel like a noob. I mean, whatever movie podcast you listen to, whatever thing you listen to, you always feel a noob because they're saying all these things. I'm like, damn,
Yeah,
like they'll say like, oh, I've seen this movie like at least like 5 times. Like I haven't even seen that once.
I know.
I'm just like, damn, bro. Like there's still a lot of movies I haven't seen too.
For
So
sure.
like, you're
Well,
not
there's
a
just so many movies out there. Like to have
exactly.
seen them all, you have to be a sicko. But
That's what I'm
like,
saying.
I mean, eventually, as we keep going, we'll continue to watch more and more, and we'll, upgrade our catalog. But like when I listen to movie podcasts and they have like, if they're talking about an actor's whole cinematography and they've seen, 20 movies that this guy's been in, and even when they were a small role, if like Leo when he started and he was like 13 years old, and you've seen every movie, I'm like, I haven't seen any of these movies.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Oh, 100%. And you know what the main thing that cheeses me too? And like I always get this like when I talk to somebody that's like maybe like 40 plus or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, "You haven't seen that movie?" I'm like, "Dog, you were alive when the movie came out."
Yeah, exactly. Come
Like I was
on, man.
born in 1996. Like of course, I haven't seen all those 80s movies. You got to give me time. I watched the movies I watched when I was a kid. I was like, "Have you seen Toy Story? Have you
Yeah.
seen High School Musical 3?" No. So get off my back.
Damn, you're really heated about this.
I am heated because I always get like people always come to me now they know I do the pod too. Like, bro, you haven't seen that movie? Come on. I'm like, dog, you're literally 20 years older than me. You had 20 years more
Yeah,
time to watch. Well, you weren't watching since birth, but I'll give you 50. I'll give you 10. That's a long time.
it's
You
a
got
long
10
time.
years to watch movies over than me. Like, give me a
Absolutely.
break.
10 more years of movies, even if you watch one movie a week, that's 500 weeks.
That's what I'm saying.
That's so much more time, bro. I mean,
Like my sister's
it's
14.
crazy.
If I went to her, I'm like, yo, you haven't seen Pulp Fiction? Get out of the house. Get out of it. You're 14 years old and you haven't seen Pulp Fiction?
Would you even enjoy it when you're that young? Like that's the thing. Like movies like that, if you're a kid, like they're not for you. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like
exactly.
there's gonna be jokes you don't understand or references
Exactly.
you don't get. Like you have to wait until you can start watching these movies. And
Exactly.
yeah, so to hate on someone that's way younger than you, but hey, like I said, you're still way ahead of the game. Like I came in, I hadn't seen Back to the Future. I hadn't seen a single Francis Ford Coppola movie. There's I haven't seen Gladiator. We're about to do Gladiator. I haven't seen that. I'm
But
excited to
hey,
watch it. It's on
no,
my
me
list.
too.
Like I have a list of
Same.
lots of stuff that I want to watch. There's just a ton that I never got to. So that's a big reason why I'm enjoying this doing the podcast so much, because it's forcing me to watch these movies that I've always wanted to but never got around to.
No, 100%. And in your defense, when did those movies come out? Those Francis Ford Coppola. What's it
Yeah,
called? Apocalypse Now came out in 1979. We weren't even an
exactly.
idea in our parents' heads. Our parents were barely alive. They were alive, but they were
Yeah,
kids.
yeah.
And Gladiator came out in the year 2000. We were 4.
Well, four. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
so.
you're right. I gotta give myself a little
Yeah, give
credit.
yourself a little
But
credit.
but calling myself a movie guy, like I call myself a movie fan. Like I love
Yeah.
movies, but
Mm.
I don't know. Is there a distinction between a movie fan and a movie guy? Or you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess, but everyone's got different styles, though. That's
That's
also the
true.
thing too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, as we're saying this, like I'm a horror movie guy, so I've seen more horror movies probably than that's the thing too. Like I'll watch the classic horror movies and I'll watch the other classics too. But if people ask me what the classic horror movies, I've seen movies from the 70s, 80s, 90s. So there I'm on lock. 'Cause the other stuff I'm still catching up. But
So I wonder why horror? What like why did you gravitate toward horror so much?
well, I'm glad you asked this because
Oh shit.
I have something set up. I wasn't even trying to tee you up, but like, hey guys, he
You sure?
perfectly set
It
me
was
up. He's
okay.
I didn't. I didn't tee it up like this, but this is my since we're on the topic of I got to plead my case for someone that really enjoys horror. So hear me out for a second. Hear me out for a second.
Go
So
nuts.
I think horror movies and rap music are a strong parallel. So in that sense, I mean, most people that don't like horror movies have a bad impression of it, just like rap music. So for example,
Okay, okay.
you have songs like "You Think You're the Shit" by Ice Spice, right? Or like Gucci Gang, for example.
Right.
Like these songs get big, and
You're
you
not
have the
even the
old
fart.
well, exactly. these songs get big, and then you got like old heads saying like, "Oh, rap is dead," or you get like rap haters saying like, "Oh, this is why I don't listen to rap music because it's shit." But I'm like, dog, just be like, for every Gucci Gang, there's a Kendrick. Like Gucci Gang came out, and the same year, Humble by Kendrick Lamar came out. But people may be just more focused on, "Oh, rap is dead," like you know what I mean, like
Yeah,
that kind of shit.
yeah.
And I feel like the same thing applies to like horror movies because you have like classic horror movies that actually have good stories, like movies like Jaws or Alien, and like I compare that to like classic storytelling rap, like Tupac, for example.
Okay,
But
okay.
then you also have the movies like Halloween or Friday the 13th, and that leans more to like songs, like Baby Got Back. Like now I'm going old school stuff. Like,
Not much
I
to it.
like yeah, exactly. I like Big Bus and I Cannot Lie. Like they lean more
Right.
into the entertainment aspect. And to make it more like, I guess, 21st century, there's a movie I really like that's called The Invisible Man. And there's another movie called Train to Busan, which is a South Korean movie, which is also a zombie movie, so it ties into Zombieland. And those kind of movies I compare that's like a J. Cole. And then you got movies like Terrifier or X, and that's like Sexy Red. And I think they're all entertaining in their own way, but I feel like often people take the pure like fun and entertainment stuff and define that as the genre, even though like that's always like the pushback that horror movies get. I feel like they focus on like the really like B movie horror movies, and they think like, oh, all horror movies like they're low budget, they're shit. But like those are just, it's just, to me it's just like the little pumps and the sexy reds. Like that's my defense.
Hey man, that was a good defense, and you're right. Like, there's a spectrum to everything. Like, in no matter
Yeah,
what genre, there's going to be good and bad movies,
yeah,
songs, artists. Like, sure, that's normal. And I was just like a couple minutes ago, I was saying, I don't like horror movies because I feel like there's no story to them. So I guess I
yeah.
just haven't seen the right ones. So you'll when we do some horror movie, I'm open to it. Like, we'll watch some horror movies. It'll be your suggestions, and we'll go from there. But no, that was a good and that was cool, man. You were cooking with those comparisons. That made me think. I was like, man, we got to do. I don't know, like if it's a whole episode or if we got to do like a segment maybe of comparing, maybe actors or directors or movies to ball players or
Oh,
rappers, or you know
true.
what I mean, like making a comparison. I think that could be fun.
Oh no, 100%. And like I don't know why that analogy. I think that analogy just came like when I was just hearing someone complain about. I think it was hearing someone complain about like Sexy Red saying like, "Oh, hip hop is like it's shit now." I'm like, there's so many good
That's
rappers.
one
Like,
person.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like Benny
Yeah,
the Butcher. You know what I mean? Like there's
that's my guy.
JID. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said it. You know
Okay,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like because like there's so much good rap that's out there, but sometimes people just focus on the bad ones, and I feel like people do that with horror movie all the times. Like they'll just like a really shitty horror movie will be popular and it'll still be entertaining. Like for
Right.
example, like I mentioned Terrifier. Like that movie has no story. Like the story is like it almost doesn't even make sense. But all it's about is just the crazy kills and the gore. And if you want to go see just crazy shit, you just go see crazy shit. You want to go listen to Sexy Red and you just as a pump up song for the gym. To me, it's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
You're not listening to Sexy Red because you want to hear some deep story.
Some bars, yeah, or some,
Yeah,
yeah, some great wordplay or something. No, you're right, and that's. I mean, it's the same thing in rap music, like you were saying, like if the Lil Pump or Ice Spice, like they
yeah,
get popular based on social media, really,
yeah,
or like a persona that they're portraying. It's not necessarily actually their music; it's outside of their
yeah,
music. Like Ice Spice is just throwing ass, and that's how
yeah.
she gets a ton
Exactly,
of fans, right? But their music's
exactly.
not great. So,
No.
I mean, maybe if you had the lead in whatever movie that was throwing ass on Instagram, then then it would get popular. But it's
Yeah,
it's not due to the content of their. I
no.
mean, not all of their music's bad, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
you're
no.
right. Just
I'm just using that
in
as an
general,
example.
when people are saying, yeah, rap music's dead because of, yeah, you're not even the shit, you're not even the fart. Like, that's a horrible line, and that's all that people talk about. So
Yeah, like Ice Ice Baby was played in the '90s too, so I always
yeah,
give people that. Like, there was a lot of goofy ass songs
yeah,
in the '80s
definitely.
and '90s. They forget. That's the nostalgia. They wash all that out.
Yeah, you're right.
People that
But
grew up in the '90s think Jordan only played 6 finals and he had no other seasons.
okay, we're not gonna get into that
No,
right
we're
now.
not
We're
gonna get
not.
into that.
Let's not get into the goat debate right now. Let's not do that.
No, we're not getting into that. What were we gonna say?
Was I gonna say something? I don't know.
I don't know. I messed you up with the Jordan thing.
It's all good.
You got
Let's just keep it
scared. You're
going.
like, no, 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 no. I know a lot of Jordan fans that listen. Let's chill.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I'm sure there's pretty much everybody's a Jordan fan. So
Yeah.
if you're listening, you're probably a Jordan fan. Maybe there's some LeBron love out there too. I know you're a
Yeah.
big LeBron guy, but hey, like I
Oh,
said, we're not getting into that.
no, we're not getting to that. We're not getting to that.
Let's talk about Zombieland.
Let's get into the movie. All right. So we open up the movie. We kind of get the whole new world. We get to see it and its rules. And what did you think about this for the first, like how like movie kind of started off? Really, we get that slow mo Metallica song to show it off. What'd you think?
This was dope. Dude, this
Yeah.
opening was sick, bro. Like it sets the tone right away. I was like, okay, this movie is not serious.
Yeah.
Great. And like the way they're showing the rules on screen and then
Oh
that's
yeah.
interacting with what's happening on like people like the car knocks it over or a
Yeah.
zombie takes a bite out of it or and we have Jesse Eisenberg that's narrating the whole time telling
Mhm.
him about the rules and explaining how everything's going on and everything's just comical and there's all this slow mo and blood and guts. It's great.
Oh yeah. And it's funny too. One of the rules too, like I kind of forgot about it, but that whole like the double tap thing, that's like a
Yeah.
classic. That's like a nod to like every horror movie. Because like in those goofy horror movies, like call them the sexy red horror movies.
Okay.
there's always the moment, whether it's like Jason or Michael Myers, where it's like they knock them down and maybe like they hit them with something, like, or maybe they shoot them and he's like, okay, he's down, and then they run away. I'm like, just shoot him in the head. It's there was never, I feel like there was never a name for it. I don't know if this movie started the double tap thing, probably not. That was the first time I ever heard of it. I'm like, yeah, you got to double tap. Now whenever I watch a movie, I'm always like, double tap, double tap. Don't just shoot him once, shoot him
Yeah.
in the head.
And there's no reason not to. Like he literally
Yeah,
says he's like, this is a zombie apocalypse. There's no time to be stingy with your bullets. Like, come on. This is literally life and death.
that's what I'm
Come on.
saying. And like I don't know if you agree about this, but I always feel like it's tough because apparently this I don't know if you saw this. This movie was originally going to be a TV show. Did you see that?
No. No. Oh, yes, I did actually. Yeah, I did.
And like I don't, yeah, and again, I don't know if you agree, but I always feel like it's a tough sell to make a TV show off a movie because they ended up making like in a couple years later they ended up making a TV show. So like, do you think that's like a good like? I don't know how you feel about that.
Well, is the TV show like is it after the events of the movie or is it just an alternate like different people within the same universe?
No, it's worse. It's literally
Oh
the same
God.
characters, but they recast them. I feel
Oh.
like that's the worst way to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to do that. But I also feel like by the end of the story, like what happens next?
Yeah.
Like they,
No,
well, I guess you could open it up to. There could be a lot of different things that happen, and there's a sequel to this. Which have you seen the sequel?
no, I actually haven't seen the sequel.
Okay, so I don't know what happens there, but I don't know. I feel like the story is kind of meant to be one thing.
Yeah, but I just feel like it's tough because like again, like you, especially because those are big actors for the most
Yeah,
part. You know what I mean? Especially you're gonna have Woody Harrelson too, and then you're gonna make a TV show, and it's not gonna be him. It's like I feel like the fans are already kind of turned. It's like, like I don't know if that's gonna, I don't know if I'm gonna check this out. Maybe people that never even saw the movie, be like, okay, I'll check this out. But like, I feel like it's always a tough sell to try to just like get the same. Like all they had to do is probably just get four different people from four different places, give them different names. But they literally
yeah,
were still Little Rock and Wichita. I was like, I
yeah.
feel like
You could have
that's
easily
never a good
given them, yeah, exactly, four new places or like different name because they wouldn't have if it were four new people, they wouldn't probably do this name thing because this was
Mhm.
all Tallahassee's idea, right? He's like, no, don't get attached. Well, I'll name you what city you're going to. But if they
Yeah,
were
exactly.
four other people, they would probably be, they'd probably just say their names. I feel like if I
Mhm.
was in a zombie apocalypse, I'd be just say my name. But I mean, I guess I don't know until I'm there. But I don't know. I feel like you're right. Like just go with four new characters. There's no reason to have these same characters.
No, exactly. And you know what, the one thing too, what I like in that whole like gas station scene too, like I feel like he dipped on the car, but I feel like the crash wasn't even that bad. Like, you know, when he drove, like the zombie was on his thing, he drove into the thing, and
Yeah.
like then he shit himself, and then we just
Yeah.
see him walking, and I'm like, was was the car really that damaged?
I mean, he hit it fast enough that the zombie got launched out of the windshield. So he'd have to
Yeah,
be going pretty fast. I think it's
yeah,
probably
I guess.
it's in rough shape.
Yeah, I guess. I my thing, I don't know. I only realized that like when I was like scrubbing through again. Like I always scrub through because I'm like, all right, let me see if I can find a better fit check or whatever it is. And
Okay.
that was something that stuck with me. I was like, did he need a dip on the car? But you're probably right though, for the most
The only
part.
thing that caught me in this first scene was that he said, it's been 2 months since zero, ate a bad burger. I was like, first of all,
Yeah.
this all just came from a bad burger. That's kind
Yeah,
of
I
wild.
know.
And I was like, 2 months? It took only 2 months for the whole country to go to shit?
Yeah,
That's
that's
crazy.
crazy. No, that is crazy. Yeah, I didn't even take that in because I actually forgot that he said that because I was thinking like, how long has it been? 2 months is crazy. Yeah, you would have think it would just be maybe like a state or something, or maybe a couple states, but the whole world.
Yeah, it's tough to say. Like the only thing I can compare it to is COVID now, right? And it took, I mean, because I remember, it was happening overseas and we were hearing about it, and then it came over here. But I feel like it was more than 2 months.
Well, I feel like it's different because that's airborne. Apparently this is only you can only get turned if you get bitten.
That's a good point.
So
That
that's why
also
it's
confused
wild.
me. I was like, because some people, when they're eating them, they're dead, right?
Yeah.
So what's the difference between if you die or if you become a zombie?
Wait, so ask that again. What do you mean?
Like, like when we see, for example, when they're driving down the road and there's
Yeah.
a zombie that's eating a dude on the road,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure he's dead. Like he's
Mhm.
lying there, he's not moving, and the zombie's eating his guts.
Yeah.
And but if that's the case, how does the virus know whether it turns you into a zombie? Like if I bite you, if I'm a zombie and I bite you, you turn into a zombie?
Mhm.
But
What?
how did this guy then die? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. I think maybe I'm assuming that dude died because maybe he just got hit by a car or something,
Oh,
or
like
like
he
he
was
fell.
already dead.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming. Because like I know in like The Walking Dead, it's usually just like you get. I'm going off Walking Dead rules of like
Yeah, yeah.
every movie's got its own rules. This movie, I'm
Right.
assuming they're. I mean, Walking Dead didn't even come out actually until after this movie, but you get bitten and then you slowly turn. But it's just like if you die late, like if you just yeah, that is true. Because then if people die usually in The Walking Dead, if they get shot, then they usually end up waking up into a zombie until unless you get shot in the head. It's always like the
The brain
brain.
thing?
Yeah, for
Okay,
whatever
yeah.
reason. Yeah.
Yeah, it really didn't bother me
No,
because
no,
like
no.
this, like it really doesn't matter. It's not that
No.
serious to the plot of the movie or
No,
anything.
no, no,
It
no.
it didn't bother me, but I was just it made me wonder. I was like, how come some people are dead and some people are zombies? You know what I mean?
No, no, it's a good point. It's a good question to ask because that is a good question. And honestly, as I'm even saying it, I'm not even 100% confident because I'm thinking, I watch 11 seasons of The Walking Dead and I'm still not
Goddamn.
even 100% sure how people turn. I'm not
How?
even, I'm not
How
sure
are you
about
not
this.
sure,
Well, I'm
bro?
not sure about that second one about like if you just die straight up, then you turn
Oh,
into a zombie later. I know if you 100% if you get bitten, you turn slowly, but
right.
I'm not 100% sure if I just shoot you in the chest and then you die, will you wake up and turn into a zombie? I think you will. Someone will tell me in the comments if they
Yeah.
feel
Let
so
us know.
obliged to.
Or if maybe they explain it in the sequel or in the TV show, and if anyone's seen it, let us know the rules.
Yeah. But so we speaking of we were talking about so Columbus, we see him, he meets Tallahassee. And I have a question about this because we see that Tallahassee he's got this obsession with Twinkies. And my
Mm.
question for you is if you were on the hunt for one food or snack during a zombie apocalypse, what would it be if you had to choose?
Damn. Damn, you just put me on the spot right there. I mean, are you it's a different question, I feel like, because are you asking me
Okay.
what's my favorite food? Or like a snack food that would be sitting on the shelf of a grocery store. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's why I probably lean towards snack because your favorite
Okay.
food, like if it's like a pizza or something, you're probably not
It's
getting it.
got to be
Like, because it's got to be
prepared.
made. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
what's
yeah.
something that you think that would last? Because like it's like a Twinkie probably never expires. Probably takes like
Yeah.
a year or two to expire. Something that you
Yeah.
could be like, all right, I need to go find this thing.
It'd be some kind of candy. I'm a big
Okay.
candy guy, like gummy sour candies.
Okay.
I
Do you have a
love that
specific?
shit.
You like a fuzzy peach guy? Or
Yeah, yeah, Fuzzy Peach, Sour Patch Kids. I
okay.
at the dollar store, I because I used to work at the dollar store, remember?
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
ate so much candy when I was working there.
Yeah.
And they have these like sour straps. It's like their house brand. It's not even like a
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I know what you're
but
talking about.
they slap, dude. That would be my thing.
That's a good one. Yo, we used to devour in middle school. It was those and Airheads. We devour those.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Amazing. I'm a big like chocolate, miss me with that. I don't have to eat chocolate another
Okay.
day in my life.
Okay. All right.
Dude, but candy, like even like Twizzlers, like anything chewy and like
Yeah.
gummy, that's my shit.
All right. All right.
What about you? What would your
That's
thing
a good
be?
one. Well, now you have me thinking about fuzzy peaches, so I'm probably leaning fuzzy. I haven't
Okay.
had them in a while too, so
Yeah.
now you got me. I mean, it's Halloween, bro. Like, there's probably I need to go get some candy after this.
Yeah, dude.
Well, it's
As soon we
almost
always
Halloween.
get we get the candy that we give out. Oh, we always get the candy that we like. So you got to save a couple for yourself. If you're about to run out, you're running low. You got to
Oh
turn
yeah,
the lights
100%.
off and save a few for yourself.
No, 100%. So after that, we get the quick bathroom shot where we learn that he hates clowns, and we get that little flashback with the girl from 406. And I didn't realize this until I looked at the IMDb. Did you realize that was Amber Heard?
I noticed it because I can't remember why, but I Googled the cast of this movie, and I can't remember.
Mhm.
I feel like I Googled the cast because I wanted to see who was. There was some reason why I Googled the cast. I can't remember what it was, and I saw Amber Heard. I was like, "Oh shit, she's in this movie!" And then when it happened, I was like, "Oh, there she is." So like, I don't know if I would have noticed had I not done that,
Oh.
but I did notice because I had known before.
Okay, yeah, because I mean, obviously at the time she wasn't in 2009. Like I didn't watch it in 2009, but around that time when we were in high school, I saw it and I don't think she wasn't really known back then anyway. So like you just like a random blonde girl. But now it's funny to go back and see. I'm like, oh shit, that was Amber Heard in that. Like I didn't even catch that. I didn't even catch it the second time. It was only when I looked at the IMDb and I was like, oh shit, that was Amber Heard.
Did you see any doo doo on the furniture or anything like that?
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah when he. I was gonna say when he probably woke up, he was too busy fighting her, but she probably shit on his bed before she turned. Apparently, Emma Stone was apparently supposed to play that role of 406.
Yeah, I saw that. But I don't know who was supposed to be Wichita.
I didn't see that. All I saw is that because it was like in I think like a behind the scenes thing. She said that like, oh yeah, originally I was supposed to be 406, and I was like, damn, I guess she wasn't. She wasn't really. I sorry, you always forget because you think of who they are now. I was like, I guess in 2009 she wasn't really saying much. If they was gonna have her have such a small role,
Well, you could say the same about Amber Heard, right? Like she had such a small role, and now she's big. Well, she
yeah, I
was
guess that's
big, and now she's. I mean, she's still big, but she's on the downswing, I'd say.
But I wouldn't put her on Emma Stone's level though. Emma Stone's I feel like is in a lot more notable movies than her.
That's true, and she has an Oscar.
Yeah, the only movie I can think of Amber Heard's in is Aquaman.
Yeah, I can't think of any off the top of my head. But like I said, I'm a movie noob, so that's your job.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, like Emma Stone, you think of like Easy A. You got like she plays Cruella Deville. She's in Poor Things. She's in La La Land. You know what I mean? Like she's
Yeah. No, you're right.
I know I'm missing some other ones.
Well, it's the same with Amber
So
Heard. Like,
I
there's
don't know.
definitely some that we're missing, but if you already have like 5 there that you can name off the top of your head, then you're right. I think Emma Stone's bigger.
Yeah. But did you have anything else you want to say about that scene beside that shitting on the bed thing or shitting?
Honestly, not really. I like when I started watching this movie, like I felt like it kind of started slow. Like I didn't have much to say early on. Like I said, I kind of
Yeah.
liked where visually they had the rules on screen. I thought that was cool. And when Columbus is explaining the rules to us and explaining how he got in this situation and kind of how things got started, where he's going. But other than that, I was like, there's not a whole lot until the whole gang gets together, until they meet Wichita and Little Rock. I didn't have a whole lot to say.
No, that's fair. No, I wasn't curious if there's anything that maybe you caught or anything like that. But yeah, no. Then we jump ahead and we go to the grocery store and they meet the girls. We get Little Rock and she's about to turn, and the girls turn off. Did you catch that? Did you think that was coming, or did you just
I
think,
did
oh,
not
she's
see it
actually
coming. Nah,
okay?
bro.
Yeah,
I wrote down. I did not see the double cross coming. Their acting was great. They were like, she was crying like she was gonna get shot. Like she's turning and her sister has to shoot her. The one thing that confused me though, because Jesse Eisenberg, I keep saying him because Columbus.
Columbus. Yeah.
Yeah, so he waits back for a second. He leaves a door open.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of his rules. Leave an escape route.
Yeah.
So when he comes in, Tallahassee's like, "Hey, this is Wichita and Little Rock."
Yeah.
So they never explain. We get that that's where they're going because this is how they got their names.
Yeah.
But I was like, if these are two sisters, they're going to different places. What is that?
Oh, that's true. I didn't even think about that honestly.
There's no way they're going to two different. Wouldn't they both be Wichita or
Yeah, that's true.
Little Rock? You know what I mean? Like, there's no. Why would they be going to different places?
Yeah, I guess that's true. You know what? The thing that confused me about that scene is that And I remember it confused me the first time I watched it, and it got me again because think like there was Columbus would open the door. It took him like 2 seconds, right?
Yeah.
And then he goes in with them. In that time, they already did all their introductions. So to me, I was like, I thought they knew each other. I thought it was like the way they went to the grocery store was like, oh, I already knew Little Rock and Wichita were in here. And he was introducing
Mm.
them like he knew them. Because I was like, it was such a small amount of time that they weren't together. And he's immediately like this is my boy, this is my girl, Little Rock. This is
Yeah.
it was just so casual.
That's a really good point. You're right. He was like, I'll catch up. He opens a door and then he goes. So yeah, you're right. It was 2 seconds. And another thing that would back up your claim here. I don't necessarily know if you're actually making a point, but anyways, another thing that connects to that is that she comes out of the back room or whatever and sees them in the store and she's just like, come quick. Like, wouldn't you be like,
Yeah.
holy shit, there's 2 people here. Oh, hey, come help me,
That's-
please. You know what? Like, she's super casual. She's like, hey, come help me.
That's what I mean. That was another thing that messed me up too. I'm like, the way she came out, she's like, hey, basically it was like, hey, Tallahassee, come. Like, we
Yeah.
need your help. It was just
That's
so
a good
casual.
point.
And it got me last time and it got me again, where I was like, oh yeah, that those are his girls or whatever.
That's a
And
really good point. I didn't think of that, but you're right. You're right.
And another thing is like the fact that they don't act, then you take in the fact that they actually don't know each other. And the fact that they're doing this whole game of like, okay, you're gonna have to shoot her in the head. You don't know this guy, and he's holding a shotgun to your sister. All it takes is 2 seconds for him to blow her head off. Because remember, he was like thinking about it. He could have just been like, "Oh, yeah, sure, I'll do it." Bang,
Bang.
dead.
Yeah, you're right.
Why
That's a
even
good point.
Why even let that happen? You don't know these guys. That's why I thought they knew each other, because it was like, and then he couldn't do it because like, nah, I can't shoot Little Rock. He's in nowhere.
Yeah.
Why would he not just shoot her brains out?
He was about to. No, he was definitely about to, dude. Like, this is a zombie apocalypse. They're all unapologetic. Like, he was definitely about to do it. But you're right. How did she know? Because she waited for a few seconds before she was like, no, I'll do it. How did you? That's a crazy risk to take. That's a good point.
That's what I'm saying. So that whole scene effed me up just because the one with the names and then the fact that she had the balls to let a dude hold a shotgun to her sister's head. Like,
this
that's
isn't
crazy.
your lazy award?
No, it's not.
I'm excited to hear what your favorite is, because these are some pretty good lazy awards right here that you're just throwing out there.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know why I didn't even think of them as being lazy words. It was just something that I saw and noticed, and I was like, man, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy.
I feel like they didn't dawn on me because like I said, I didn't see the double cross coming. I thought it was real.
Mhm.
So like when they switched, I wasn't like, oh damn, she really let him hold the gun to her head like that. I was just like, oh shit. No, they're double crossing them. They're stealing all their shit.
Yeah, and that becomes a theme of the movie. But they so they dip on them, and and then the funny thing is, and this is such like a classic like comedy thing of like they're stranded, they walking around like they're doing their thing, and then they just find a Hummer with weapons.
I
in the
know
back.
I thought at this point I was like, this, if I don't see anything else, this is my lazy award. This is just, they find a perfectly clean, full of gas with the keys in it Hummer, and there's all these guns in the backseat. Like, they play it off like they're, I guess, excuse for why it's there. They're like, gotta love the South, which
Yeah.
fair enough. They they do love their guns down there in big trucks. So I guess that makes it okay. But you're right, it's so convenient.
And it's only in a comedy movie where they could feel like inclined enough that they could write that in the script, where it's just like,
Exactly.
and
We don't
this is
care.
yeah, exactly. It's a zombie movie. Like, if people
Yeah.
are mad about this, then they're watching the wrong movie.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, this is like when we did Deadpool and Wolverine, like all the shitty stuff in the plot. I don't give a fuck. Like,
Yeah,
this is the movie's funny, and this is what I'm here for. If it's a comedy movie, if it makes me laugh, it's a good movie. The only other thing that like not confused me, but I thought of this
Yeah.
was when we meet the girls and they double cross them and steal their truck and their guns and everything, right?
Mhm.
That was clearly a practiced move. Like, they do this, and we even see
Yeah.
later on they were robbing the guy with the wedding rings, right? The
Yeah.
engagement rings and stuff like. So like, they're practiced in doing this. How were they just stranded in a grocery store?
Yeah,
If they were
no.
doing this already, they didn't take someone else's car, or they have someone else's guns. Is this the first time that it's worked?
No, that's a good point. That is a good point. And also, too, my main thing too. Again, I'm not. We're just talking.
Yeah,
here,
this
and I don't-
exactly.
And I don't
These
think
are
this
not
is like
actual
a
beefs.
actual beast. But why would you ever dip in a grocery store? Why is that not home base? Why am I like? I know you want to go to freaking Pacific Playland, but you're in a fucking grocery store, like food. You know what I mean? Like I don't.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying, but I feel like yeah, they have the reasons, man. Like Columbus wants to go see his
Yeah.
family. Tallahassee, did Tallahassee ever explain why he wants to go to Tallahassee?
No, I don't think so. I think that was just kind
Yeah,
of his like whole. He's just this escape. He's wanted to go there. I don't actually know why. It was a
but
good.
I feel like they have the
Yeah, they
reasons.
all
I don't
have.
need
They
to know
all.
what they are.
No, that's true. They all did have reasons. The
Yeah,
the Pacific Play thing, a play place is a little funny.
that's
Playland
a
is
little
funny,
weak.
but
Yeah,
yeah, but it is what it is.
it is what it is.
Um, but yeah, again, like so they find that Hummer, and I had to search this up because I the first time I watched it, and then even when I watched the second time, I didn't look it up, and then I before we did the pod because I had to see like because you know how he had the three on his Cadillac, and then he
That
put
was
the
a
three on the
question
Hummer.
too. What is that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I looked it up, and apparently it's in reference to a NASCAR racer. So Dale Earnhardt was like a big
Oh, yeah.
NASCAR driver who like
Yeah.
apparently died in 2001, and he was like apparently he's like again I don't watch NASCAR. I'm assuming you don't watch NASCAR.
No, but I've heard of him.
Oh,
I've
you
heard of
actually
him.
have heard of him?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
He was that guy.
Yeah, I didn't realize he was that guy. Like he tied the record for the most like NASCAR Cup Series championships. So I didn't know he was that guy. And then you actually see like when they shows the flashback of Tallahassee like feeding his dog like the pancakes and stuff.
Mhm.
There's actually a poster of him in the back, and
Oh, okay.
you can see the car that has the three on it. So it's like
Okay.
slight. They don't make it obvious, but it's there, and it's like
Right.
okay, it's a little nod to him.
But that's kind of like what we were talking about in Uncut Gems, right? It's little details that you throw in, and the people that get it,
Yeah,
right? And if you're a NASCAR guy and you see that, you're like, oh shit, that's dope. That's Dale Earnhardt Jr. And if you're guys like us that don't watch NASCAR, it's not like it ruins the movie, you know.
no, it doesn't.
So it's
No,
just a little detail that you throw in, and the people that get it, and the people that don't.
yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, they never like like. How come you put a three on? Like, no one even asked, which is
No one.
interesting too. That they didn't even care to ask. I
I
mean, the
was
girls
wondering
didn't
if
give a
I
shit
missed
about
it.
them, but yeah,
You're right. They just took their stuff twice. But I
yeah.
was like, I was like, did I miss like when we met Tallahassee? Did he say why he's doing this? And I was like, I swear I didn't miss anything. But
Yeah.
oh, it's just a cool little detail. I like it.
No, it's a nice little detail, but it'd be the same equivalent if one of our favorite ball players we just
Yeah.
put the like the 23 for LeBron James. Anyway, so
Wow.
they find the
You're
they
really going at the Jordan heads this episode, man. Damn.
no, I just had to throw that in there. But so they find the stolen car that the girls and it says help on it, and it's another trap. They get got again. That's when we get the history of the hustle that they do, which is actually a pretty funny hustle.
Yeah. Yeah. This was furious. I was like, this was so obviously a trap. And they even said it. He's like, this is obviously a trap. And he said a little bar here, and I'm gonna shout it out.
Yeah.
It was gonna be my quote, but there was a better one.
Okay.
He was like, are you gonna shoot them? Columbus asked Tallahassee, you gonna shoot? He's like, not unless they shoot me. Boy, let's hope they shoot me. That made me laugh as he's going in, but like there was the bales of hay right beside the car. I
Oh
was like,
yeah, I
there's someone
know.
behind that.
Yeah,
I knew it right away.
100%. 100%. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he blamed it on Columbus, but it was easily just his fault too. Like they didn't have. I know that was his car, but they didn't really have to stop the way they stopped.
And now that I think of it, where was Little Rock hiding? Because like I
That's
said, there was the bales of hay that Wichita was hiding behind, and then we find
yeah,
out that Little Rock like was somewhere, right? Because she
yeah,
goes and puts the gun to Columbus's head and steals the car. But where was she hiding?
yeah. That's true. Maybe she was just like I don't know, like in a ditch. Maybe there was like was there a ditch? Did it
Yeah,
go like
maybe.
road ditch and then maybe she was like
Probably it's a highway. There's probably a ditch.
yeah, exactly. Or it was just like there was like, and we're just gonna put it in the back seat. Who gives a
Yeah,
shit?
exactly. Who gives a shit? You're right. I feel like this is one of those like buddy cop movies where it's like, like the creators are just like two dudes that want to make a movie. Like I feel like American Pie has the same feeling to me,
Oh
where
yeah,
it's like these are just a couple of dudes that like had this funny idea for a movie and they made it. And
yeah,
they didn't
exactly.
care about anything else, right? They just
No,
had all these ideas for funny stuff and they
exactly.
just throw it all together and have a good time with it.
Exactly, and that's what it is, just a good time.
Exactly.
So this I have another question. This is kind of goes off the Twinkie thing because we already talked about how they're off to Playland because like they hold them hostage. So now I want to know if you had someone not just a food. Now if you had a place that you wanted to go, where would you go?
Assuming everyone I know is dead, like my family and everyone's dead,
Yeah. So you just want to go somewhere that I guess is still running.
it's
Let's just
still
assume
like,
let's just assume everything's running, where you can
yeah,
make it work.
and it's like within. I can at least get there. Like it's not overseas kind of thing.
Yeah, no, you can drive there.
Uh, yeah, that's a good question, dude. I don't know. Like, because I feel like they did that as like one final thing, right? Like we'll go
Yeah,
and we'll have fun, and then maybe we'll die. And
yeah.
so if there was one final thing I could do, I don't know. An amusement park would be cool,
Okay.
but that's just off the top of my head. I don't
Yeah.
know. Did you have an answer? Do you have something?
Yeah, I mean, I thought of the question, so I
Yeah.
already something already. I'd go. I mean, depending where I am, if I'm in Toronto, I'm going to the where the Raptors play. I'm
Okay.
turning on all the lights, and I'm playing on an NBA
You're just
court.
hooping on the
Yeah,
court.
I don't know. Have you ever played an NBA court before?
No.
Yeah, exactly. So why not?
Gather any of your un zombified friends
Yeah,
and have a pickup game on the Raptors court.
yeah.
Dude,
Let's see.
do it. You might as well do it better than that. Go down to the States, bro. Go to like MSG or something.
That's true. And let's see if the cameras still work. Let's just like record a game or whatever.
That's a good. Hey, that's
Let's
a
make
good
a
one.
whole production. I don't know. Let's do something fun. And that's my first. I think I just go to. That was the first thing that came to my head. I was like, I've never played on an NBA court. I think it'd just be cool just to be on an NBA court and then just hoop.
Yeah,
It's at the end
yeah.
of the day, it's just a court, but I just to say that you did it.
But even just like the atmosphere, the whole stadium and
Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
No, that's true.
No, you're
No,
right. That would be cool. That's a good one. That's a good one.
yes. So I think that's what I'd do. Yeah.
I have another question for you as well.
Okay.
So the girls come and they rob them again, steal their car again.
Yeah.
How come this time they brought them with them?
Yeah, that's true.
Because
But yeah.
because in the grocery store they take their truck, they take their guns, and they leave them.
Mhm.
This time they steal their truck again. Which why did they do that? They already had a truck with
I guess
guns.
it ran
But
out of gas, maybe.
maybe okay, sure.
Yeah.
But why did they bring them with them this time if they didn't the first time?
That is a good point. I
That
don't
was
know
my
why
question. As soon as it happened, I was like, why? They didn't last time. Why this time? What changed?
That's a good point. I actually have no idea why they brought them. There really is no explanation.
Okay, fair enough. I just had to ask.
Because it's not like they felt bad too, because they're still shit talking them.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
like
they have a gun to their head still, and then they're like, okay, no, if we're gonna survive, we have to like calm down and not shoot each other. But they were like, why?
yeah, I
Why?
don't know. I don't know. Yeah,
Okay.
because they literally could. Maybe they're not. They're not killers. I guess we don't know them as killers. There was no flashbacks of them killing people for their hustle or
No.
anything like
But
that.
they didn't
so-
have to.
No, they didn't have to kill them. They could have told them to get out. That's true.
Exactly.
Yeah. They do have that moment. I guess it was just leading up to the bond because they had to have that bonding moment where because Columbus was saying how like he wants to go to Columbus and she's like, yeah, why are you even gonna go to Columbus? Everyone's dead. And then it
Mm.
was like then she felt bad and it's like now they're kind of like okay now we feel bad. But up until that moment, yeah, they could have moment didn't even have to happen. They could have immediately just said get out.
That's what I'm saying. That's what they did the first time.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I don't know. They wanted someone to protect them. I guess.
Maybe they're like, okay, we got these guys twice. They're fucking stupid, easy
Yeah.
targets. Let's just bring them along.
Yeah. I guess.
Maybe.
I guess. So then we get them they get to the Kimosabe store, which apparently is a real store. I thought it was just like a movie store that they made up or whatever, but it's a real store, which it's kind of funny to think considering they fucking destroyed the shit out of it. It's like a real like if they went into a McDonald's and just beat the shit out of the store.
Well, I'm sure the interior of the set they built,
Yeah.
but the
Nope.
outside, yeah, it was a real store.
Well, I just mean just the visual. You know what I mean? If it's like,
Yeah.
hey, this is our store. Oh, well, can we have your store in the movie? We're gonna beat the. We're just gonna destroy the shit out of
Break
it. It's kind of like
everything.
a funny, yeah. It's like a funny way of marketing the store.
Yeah. We talked about it in Transformers, how like when Apple didn't want their product to be transformed, because
Yeah,
they don't
that's
want
what
to
I
see their
mean.
stuff getting broken. But I don't know, for a store, like people are gonna realize if I go to this store, it's not. This doesn't mean the products suck, right?
No,
So
that's
it's
why I
just
think it's
free
funny.
advertising. I don't know.
No, that's why I think it's funny because to me, just your logo being in there is just the free advertising. Who cares
Yeah.
what the hell they do with it? Unless they shit talk and be like, this thing sucks or whatever. It's like you don't want them to say
true.
that. But it's just funny, like how Apple didn't even want their thing to turn into a transformer versus they're like, yeah, you can beat the shit out of our store. I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah,
To
that's a
me,
good
it's
point.
funny. It's just like,
The dude, this zombie kill of the week thing that made me
oh
laugh.
yeah, no, that was funny.
She just like it just takes it out of the movie, like just this movie not take itself seriously at all, right? Like
Yeah.
breaking the fifth wall, be like, no, this is not real. Like, no, the zombie kill of the week was this woman dropping a piano on a zombie, like that they would have no idea about, right? Is totally across the country, but it's just to throw in, like I was saying, like these two. I'm imagining, I don't even know actually the whole story about how this movie got made, but I'm just imagining two dudes be like, man, imagine a zombie apocalypse movie. And then you just have like this old woman that drops a piano on a zombie. That'd be hilarious. And then they actually did it. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
100%. Yeah, that that is a good point too. I just took that as like he saw this happen, but the way he described it was like this is something that happened and he wasn't even there for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this was across the country. Like this is some girl in Oklahoma, and they're in, I don't even know where they're at this point, New
Yeah, I
Mexico
don't
or
know.
something.
They're on
But
their way to California. They're
exactly,
somewhere.
yeah.
They're somewhere on along those lines.
But I'm pretty sure they even said he said what state it was in, the zombie kill. I didn't write it down, but
Oh
I'm
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
sure it's like he was not there. This is something
No.
that he would have no idea actually happened, but it was just the idea of it being like a game show or something. And this is the zombie kill of the week. Hilarious.
Apparently that whole concept was because like again like this was originally supposed to be a TV show, so every episode was gonna have a zombie kill of the week
Right.
kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah,
So they
yeah.
just still tried to shoehorn it in there. I think that's really what it was. They're like,
Which I
fuck, we
love. That's
yeah,
amazing.
exactly. It's like fuck, we have this zombie. How do we fit it in there? And I just put it right.
Just throw it
there.
in.
Yeah,
Just throw
this
it
is a
in.
good spot for it.
Just get Tallahassee to say, "Hey, is that zombie kill of the week?"
Yeah.
And then, no, it's this. It's great.
Yeah, because when did they ever discuss a zombie kill of the week thing?
Never.
Yeah, never. I feel like we've seen every interaction with them. So like for him to just be like, "Hey, was that the zombie kill?" Like when I
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff in this movie that's unexplained, and I don't need it to be. It's great.
no, it isn't. It's just funny
And
to talk about.
yeah, and I imagine like going into a store with all these beads and just all this stuff and
Yeah.
breaking it all. That, like, I know filming that was incredible.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's what I was thinking too. I'm like, that must have been. I was just as the scene was happening, I was like, oh, it'd be so fun to do this.
Yeah.
It's like when you do those. What are those rooms called? When you go into those rooms, you just smash everything.
Oh yeah. Just Smash Room? No, that can't be right. No,
Yeah.
it can't be Smash. That's from Jersey Shore.
Yeah. Or is
do
that
you
the
call
smush
that?
room? That's a smush room.
Smush, the Smush Room.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that's called. But yeah,
I know
I
you're
just
talking about, yeah.
just to have be like a free the whole like, hey, just destroy everything. I'd be like, okay,
Yeah.
let's go. Let me just smash this, knock this over. That had to have been the most fun.
Yeah, because they definitely
Part of
didn't
it.
have any direction.
No, it's
Maybe a
just
few
break
things
shit.
where they were like,
Yeah.
okay, do this. But like overall, they probably just like, all right, guys, like here's the room. Make sure the camera is rolling. That's the only rule. And then go nuts.
Yeah, basically. You know the funny thing is about this, like we already knew that Columbus is kind of like a simp type character because like with like the whole 406 thing, but like we at this point he's simping over Wichita, who's basically holding him still at gunpoint to a certain extent. But like this guy's standards, like if they can breathe, like I'm down. Like that's
In his defense, it's a zombie apocalypse.
yeah, that
And she's like, could be like the only girl left that's
true.
around my age.
Yeah,
And she's pretty. She's Emma Stone.
that's
You know what I
true.
mean?
No,
So
that's
like,
true.
I feel like if I was in his position, I'd be doing something similar.
That's fair. Yeah, you kind of let it go that you'd be a little tight about getting messed like fucked over twice.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you're also just like, it's the only girl left. So like
Yeah,
maybe it's the
exactly.
only girl left on the planet. So it's
Could
just
be.
like
Exactly.
yeah. So it's just like, ugh. Were
And
you
then there's-
skeptical? Yeah, go.
Well, I was just gonna say then like this montage of them driving, like different
yeah,
people
yeah.
driving, and like they're teaching Little Rock how to drive, which is
Yeah.
great. And then there's Tallahassee. She's teaching Tallahassee about Hannah Montana,
Yeah,
which
that was
apparently was
hilarious.
ad libbed. And
Yeah, that's hilarious.
I was like, this is great. This is so good, man. Like Woody Harrelson is like 30 years older than all of these people in the car, and
Yeah.
his chemistry with them is hilarious.
Oh no, it really is. And yeah, no, the Hannah Montana thing was hilarious too. I didn't realize that was an ad lib. That's hilarious.
Yeah, but how does that even happen? Like, do you think it was Woody Harrelson that heard about Hannah Montana was like, explain this to me, or was it the girl that was Little Rock was like, no, I got to tell you about, you know what I mean? I wonder how
Yeah,
that
no, it's true.
actually came up in the conversation.
I guess we'll never know. I guess
We'll never
unless
know.
it's like a unless it's some kind of a YouTube video. We'll have to go deep digging for that.
I'm sure there's a
But it is
behind the
fu-
scenes.
no, I'm sure. Yeah, probably that's hilarious. I mean, for us to even know that it was ad lib, I'm sure there's like a little background story on it.
True. Yeah, true.
So yeah, after the montage, we get them. Well, the montage is them driving to LA, and Tallahassee brings them to Bill Murray's house. So what did you think of this whole Bill Murray house part? I mean, there's a lot that's happening here, but like, kind of give me your thoughts on anything
Yeah, this
too.
was awesome. I mean, I guess I'll spoil it right now. This is my best scene.
Okay,
Like the
yeah.
whole everything at Bill Murray's house. Like it's just to me, it was the funniest part of the movie.
Mhm.
The whole Bill Murray cameo, he was hilarious
Oh
in
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Like at first when he comes in, like, oh shit, he's a zombie, and then he's like, no, I just dress like this. And then, and then they're like, wait, why are you doing this? It's like, well, they don't attack their own. I was like, that doesn't make any sense, but
Yeah,
it's amazing. And like Tallahassee is so lit to see
oh
Bill
yeah,
Murray. He
yeah.
was so fired up. I was buying it. It was great.
Yeah, and it makes perfect sense. Just like, if anything, they're probably around the same age. But I mean, you could still be a fan of someone that's the same age as you. But it is funny that he's just like, it was his idea to go to the house in the first place. He definitely didn't realize that he was going to be alive. He just wanted to be in his house. But yeah, he was like a kid in a candy shop.
He was so hyped, dude. And then they're running around. She's hitting golf balls, and they're running around the Ghostbuster costume.
Yeah,
And then you have Columbus and Little Rock that are watching Ghostbusters.
yeah,
Like
I
he's
know.
showing her Ghostbusters. Like this whole sequence is incredible. And then when Bill Murray comes in, this killed me, dude. When he comes in to scare Columbus and then he just shoots him in the chest. I was like, first of all, what did they think was gonna happen?
Yeah, I know.
This is literally like you said, what the girls' plan was. That this could have happened to the
Yeah.
girls.
Just shoot first and ask. Like, yeah. If anything, Columbus isn't in the wrong.
No, not at all.
They're in an apocalypse. Like,
Exactly.
why would they pull this prank? I don't understand.
Dude, and then the dying scene when Bill Murray, he's because he's bleeding out, and
Yeah.
then Woody Harrelson or Tallahassee is like, do you think you're gonna make it? And Bill Murray, he stares at Columbus and he shakes his head and says, no. As he's staring at Columbus, who just shot him in the head. I know all of this was ad-libbed and it's fucking great.
I'm surprised. I'm sure they broke a bunch of times in filming
Yeah,
that. Like, there's
definitely.
no like there. Because yeah, Bill Murray is so great, and I for the same reasons too. Like, you mentioned them watching Ghostbusters, all that shit, and you know what's? I thought it was funny that they got baked, like they got baked like with the shisha pipe, with
Yeah.
Bill Murray and everything. And like, I saw like, I don't know if you saw this, but like, apparently Woody Harrelson was arrested like for marijuana possession during the filming, which like delayed the shooting. So the fact that they had him smoke it, like getting high in there when there was delayed because he got caught with marijuana is just, I don't know if that
What are they
happened, but
doing?
yeah, I don't know if that happened before. That would be hilarious if they're like, let's have you smoking weed in there just for the nod, just because, like a little nod to that. But I just thought that was hilarious.
Yeah. No, I did see that. And you're right. That is funny. And another reason why I know all of this was improv
Mhm.
was because I don't know if you saw this, but the cameo was actually written to be Patrick Swayze originally,
Oh, I didn't see that.
but he got cancer,
Mhm.
or well, like he was fighting cancer at
Yeah,
the
he's
time,
fighting
so he
cancer.
wasn't able to film. So he
Mhm.
dropped out, and a week before filming, they had to get someone else in. So Woody Harrelson made some calls and he got Bill Murray to come. So that's why it's mostly improv. Like he just showed up and
Okay.
was like, just here's the base premise of what's going on, and
Mhm.
you guys just cook. And like Bill Murray dying was so
Oh my god, it
funny,
was
dude. And then they
hilarious.
just wrap him up and throw him off the. It's so good, dude.
They do the little memorial service, just shooting into the air and.
Sorry, it's a double barrel. He's got to reload. Like this, it's so good, man.
I also thought it was funny too because the little thing of like, hey, like, Bill, do you have any regrets? And he's like, Garfield. Did you get that reference?
No.
Because he was the voice of Garfield in like the animated movie.
Oh shit.
Which I thought is kind of funny too, because I looked it up to see, I'm like, who made this movie? And I'm like, is it the same product? It's not even the same production. So they just shit on someone else's movie, basically.
Dude, yeah, you can't be mad though, man. You
No,
can't be
no,
mad
it's
watching
not.
this movie. You're like, they're just everything is so not serious. So to
Oh, it
get mad
really
at someone
isn't.
making a joke, You can't do it. It's just
No, no.
it's amazing. But I feel like when you have a movie this unserious, you open yourself that opportunity to make whatever joke you want because
Oh,
nobody gives a
100%.
shit. It's so good.
100%. It is. I wonder. Now that I know that to hear you say it was Patrick Swayze, I wonder if like that whole like Ghostbusters thing was probably just gonna be like a Dirty Dancing thing, like where they're gonna be
Mm,
watching Dirty Dancing and then they were
probably.
get into like a dance number or something. I'm
Yeah.
assuming it's like whatever movie the person is biggest in, they
Right.
just transfer. The Ghostbuster thing worked though. It was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I
you're right.
love that whole
It was
shit.
it was great. But you're probably right. It would whoever it would have been, it would play their biggest movie or whatever movie you want that would be funny and
Mhm.
work some jokes into it. It I mean, because it would work, right? As long as you have someone around that age, because you have to have Little Rock that doesn't understand or doesn't know this guy.
Mhm.
So as long as you have that, it can work no matter what.
Oh,
But
100.
man, when Bill Murray stared at Jesse Eisenberg saying, "No, I'm not gonna pull through," that took me out, man. I had to shout it out. So funny.
No, that was good. There was another funny thing too. Like again, like these little things. This one, I think the one that was I don't know if it was intentional because maybe they were shooting at the same time. Because like when they're just playing Monopoly after they freaking Bill Murray's dead at night, and they're like, man, he's like the best part about Zombieland is no Facebook statuses. I thought that was hilarious because he plays Zuckerberg
I
in the
thought of that
Facebook
too.
movie. But this came
Yeah.
out before the Facebook movie, so like I don't know if it was like a thing like, hey, I'm gonna be playing Zuckerberg. Should we make this joke? Because like the movie came out a year later, so they're definitely
Oh, okay.
shooting it
Yeah.
or like maybe it was in talks. Like he probably had the role or something at that point. So to me, I feel
Right.
like I don't know if it just worked out that way, but I feel like that had to have been like a little bit of a nod.
Yeah, I feel like you're probably right. Like, I feel like maybe Jesse Eisenberg mentioned it, just
Yeah.
on set that he was doing this Facebook movie later on.
Mhm.
So maybe they threw in this little joke. I don't know, but you're probably right. I feel like it's too specific. I feel like it probably is a little nod.
Yeah, especially because the movie and then the follow up, which I thought this had me laughing too. The Bill Murray look thing had me laughing, but I already seen it. This second one, I didn't really notice he said it because right after that, Tallahassee says the best part about Zombieland is you don't have to flush. And to me,
Why
I'm
are
like,
you not flushing?
why exactly? Who benefits from that? You have to have an unflushed toilet. Why? Just like
No, because he's as soon as he uses the toilet, he leaves,
I
man.
guess
There's no.
so. Takes 2 seconds to flush.
But hey, maybe it alerts the zombies in the area, man. You
Okay,
gotta be
yeah.
smart.
But they shoot
That's
in
one
the
of the
air for
rules.
Bill Murray's
Yeah,
memorial.
you're right. I thought of that too. I guess they like locked the gate or something.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know. I
guess.
thought of that too, but he did say one of his rules was you got to be careful in the bathroom, man.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
it's a
You can't
precaution.
don't flush.
But yeah, it was funny. And then there's like him wiping his tears on the money because
Oh,
it's totally
yeah.
worthless at this point.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I've
yeah.
seen that meme so many times. That was great.
Oh,
But then
okay, yeah. Go.
because then, well, I was just gonna say next there's when Columbus and Wichita start like dancing and they're hanging
Yeah.
out. I was like, dude, they have the chemistry of orange juice and toothpaste. Like
Oh, yeah, I
I was
know.
not believing this love story
Yeah,
one bit.
I know. It does not feel genuine at all. It's you know what? It's lit, but I think it's kind of meant to be that way because it's like, well, there's no one else anyway, so we
Fair
gotta
enough.
let's just force it.
I mean,
Because
she
you
does even kind of say she's like, like I guess you're kind of cute
exactly. You
because
just
she's
tell
probably doing the same
yourself
thing. He's the last dude around that's around my age. Might as well.
exactly. It's just like, but then you got Tallahassee cock blocking with like, hey, help build the fort, dog. What are you doing? This was almost. It's not a Ferris Bueller for me. What it almost was. Well, it's not lazy, but it just a thing that made me cheese.
Honestly, it cheesed me the opposite way. He was like Wichita and Columbus were in there for so long without Tallahassee, and she was dancing. She was about to like, dude, kiss her.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
what are
yeah.
you waiting for? Like, yeah, you're right. Tallahassee comes in, he sees them dancing. He's like, yo, come help like build this fort. He could have not done that,
Yeah,
but this was also on Columbus, bro. Just make the move, dude.
that's fair. I mean, he's got. We know that we don't think he's got game.
Well, we know he doesn't have game, but
Yeah,
like, come on, bro. But you can't. But are you gonna blame Tallahassee for that?
yeah. I guess. Nah, you can't really blame.
I was like, come on, bro. You had all the time in the world to make your move and you didn't do it.
That's true. But hey, his cock blocking ended up screwing the whole situation because in the morning the girls dipped on them, and then they just go off to Pacific Playland, and then like but this is the thing too, that we're going back to the whole memorial thing where like they turn on the lights at the Pacific Playland and it attracts the zombies. But it's just like, and again, this wasn't my Ferris Bueller either, but it's just like
Same.
this wasn't the first time they did something that I feel like would attract zombies. I don't know why this was the thing.
They thought lighting up a whole amusement park wouldn't attract any zombies. Yeah, I don't know. I thought of that too. I was like, man, should this be my lazy award? But now I was like,
It's not.
It's. But again, like this is stuff that I don't care.
No,
like,
I don't
it's
care
stupid,
either. It's just
but
funny.
It's funny. Yeah, it's so good. But then, like when Tallahassee shows up and he's literally riding the rides
Oh yeah.
and killing zombies, I was like, this is incredible. Like this
Yeah,
guy's
no,
such
that
a
was hype.
badass when he wants to be, but
Mhm.
also such a dickhead. And when he's just breaking shit for no reason and cracking these stupid jokes. But it's when he's killing these zombies on the rides, I was like, dude, this is sick. Again, like definitely just the idea of the two dudes. They'd be like, dude, imagine in the zombie apocalypse, there's this guy going on roller coasters and going up these rides and just shooting zombies in the head. That'd be so fucking sick. And they did it.
Oh yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because that was literally the next thing I was gonna say too. I was like, I know they had so much fun thinking of
Yeah.
different ways, like how can we kill zombies at a amusement park, and like yeah, the roller coaster, because it was specifically like the shot too. It almost made it video game like when they had it like behind them, and you had him like just like turning, shooting, like that. I feel like that'd be the exact POV view if you were playing a video game and you're just on a
Right.
roller coaster and there's zombies coming at you like boom, boom, boom. It's like you're almost at an arcade and you're that person just like any one of those shooting games. It felt like a shooting range basically kind of game. You're just going
Totally.
off.
Totally. And like he does this bad at like he lights or he's ringing the alarm or like shooting the air horn and then he's leading them all away and
Mm.
he's just killing them in all this great fashion. And then he locks himself in that booth,
Oh
sets up
yeah.
all the reloading the clips so he could just keep blasting zombies away. I was like, there's no way he survives this, but he does, and it's so good.
Yeah. There was one thing I thought was kind of funny too, because like when Columbus goes into like the fun house and like like there was that scene where like the zombie like gets like attached by like I don't know what it is, like it's a claw or whatever,
Oh
and
yeah,
then he
yeah,
shoots it, and then afterward it drags him, and I'm like, yo, what kind of fun house is this? It just grabs people and then pulls them into a room. That
It just steals children, bro. That's a great point. I didn't think of that.
I thought of it like after he killed it because I was like, oh, that's a cool, like it works for the zombie kill. But I was like, just as a playhouse, I'm like, yo, what the hell? What's going on at
There's
Pacific
there's some
Playland?
illegal
yo?
shit going on in that playhouse,
Yeah.
bro. Before the zombie apocalypse, I'm telling you, bro. If
Apparently.
you go back in that room, it's just a bunch of tear-filled mattresses that some bad stuff happened on.
Apparently, man. God damn. And then we finally get the payoff of the 1v1 with the clown too of Columbus, because he teased it that he's afraid of clowns. So when you see that, you're like,
Yeah.
there's a clown coming eventually. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? As soon as you
Yeah,
hear
exactly.
that, like, you have to. That's like movie rule 101. It'd
Yeah,
be weird if
100%.
it would be weird if there wasn't a clown. Like, why the fuck did he mention that he was afraid of clowns?
Exactly. And then he says Tallahassee's bar, you gotta nut up or shut up, and he gets a job done, man. He goes,
Yeah.
saves the girl.
No, he gets the girl, and then we get the shot of we get our Twinkie payoff too, because I mean at first
True.
we think that it's not gonna happen because it's like, oh, this guy, the one thing he shoots in the back room is the Twinkies. But I was like, damn, they're gonna do him dirty like that.
Where did she get the Twinkie though? Because Little
I
Rock
don't
just
know.
throws it to him.
I was thinking the exact same thing too. And again, it's one of those things where they're probably just like when she showed up in the back seat, they're like, let's just give her a Twinkie to throw him. Like
who
it isn't.
cares? Who gives a fuck, man?
Nah.
Like, we're here asking these questions, but we still enjoyed the movie. We don't
No,
care.
exactly.
It's so funny, but it's just fun to ask these questions. You're right. It's just
Oh,
fun.
100%. And it's like, what would it if she was like, hey, I got when we first came here, I grabbed this Twinkie and I saved it for you. Would that add anything? No.
Yeah,
You know
good
what I
point.
mean? Like, who gives
yeah.
a shit? Yeah.
Yeah, good point. Who gives a shit? Doesn't change anything.
I do like how they ended it with them just doing the joke of them like leaving them. And
Yeah.
they're like, and it's like, oh, that would have been, it honestly would have been hilarious if they actually did just straight up leave them again. I'd be like, really, after all that? Just like, yeah, thanks guys for saving us. But nah,
That'd be
you can't.
nasty. That'd be
That would
nasty
be
work if they did. Because they kissed also after. Like,
Yeah, I know.
He saves her. They kiss, and then she's like, "All right, I got my kiss. Peace out."
Yeah. No, that would be less. But yeah, no, that was it. So again, like we're going through the whole movie, but like making jokes and stuff. But I mean, that's what you do in these kind of movies. Like it's just,
Mhm.
and it's not even real hate. Like it's just
Not
these
at
funny
all.
things that you notice, and it's just like, oh, it's fucking hilarious. Did you
Yeah.
have any other like facts or oh go? What were you gonna say?
Well, I was just gonna say, literally, the only thing I like actually disliked about the movie, like I said, is I felt like it kind of started slow. Like I felt
Yeah,
like there wasn't too many great jokes in the setup. I mean, and I get it. You have to set up the expo. You have to set up the world. You have to set up the zombie apocalypse. You have to
yeah,
set up your characters. So sure, I get you have to do that. So I thought it started slow, but once it got going, it was just funny. And all those stupid like plot holes, I don't give a shit.
yeah.
It was just a great time. But the only fact I had that I didn't mention was, I don't know if you saw this, but Woody Harrelson, like right after filming, he attacked like a paparazzi, like a member of the paparazzi at an airport.
Yeah.
And okay, yeah, he said he was still in character and thought it was a zombie. I was like, what the hell? What kind of weak ass defense is that?
He's a method actor
Okay, but like, why did what you thought the guy was a zombie? How
because he's still in character.
did this paparazzi ever just get hit by a car? Like, was he all bloody? Why did he look like a zombie?
I don't know. That's funny. That was the one thing. That was the one thing I was gonna say too. It was that exact same fact. I'm assuming. I'm just imagining, paparazzi like behind a bush, whatever, and like they jump on, "Hey, Woody," that kind of
Mm,
thing, and they're like it startled him like that. But to me, I'm imagining it where it's just like when I hear that he attacked a paparazzi, you feel like the initial thing would be like, "Oh, dude, you scare me," and maybe like you swing, but it makes it
right.
seem like he jumped, he realized that it wasn't a zombie, and he's like, and he just kept punching. I'm just imagining him keep punching him like, "Oh, bro, sorry, I'm in character." Looks to the side. Looks
He
to the
just wanted to
side.
beat the shit out
Yeah.
of somebody, and that's a great, yeah, that's definitely what it was. Because I mean, I didn't read about like what the consequences were, like what
Yeah.
actually happened after if he really got in trouble, but just I heard that defense and I was like, bro, what is it? No way.
This guy sounds like a wild boy, man. He gets caught with the marijuana possession, and then he's beating people after the movie. It's just like, he's really Tallahassee in real life. He wasn't
Yeah, I was gonna
acting.
say he wasn't acting.
Yeah,
He wasn't acting.
he was just being himself.
And seeing him in what is it? The Hunger Games movies.
Oh yeah,
He's like an alcoholic
yeah,
and
it's
same
true.
thing.
Yeah, he's whenever he goes into roles, he's like, I'm only gonna play this character. So like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm
I'm
not just
gonna show
going.
up drunk, so my character has to be drunk.
And they're like, all right, Mr. Woody, all right, Mr. Harrelson, that's
Mr. Woody.
yeah, Mr. Yeah, I don't know why I said Mr. Woody.
He gotta beat your ass up for that.
But no, that's all I had for facts too. So I guess we should get into it.
Let's do it. Huh. Hey. All right. Welcome
Hey.
to the Filmies, everybody. If this is your first episode, this is our award show, and we're gonna jump right into it with the fit check. So
Okay.
this is the best or worst fit in the movie. Dion, who gets your fit check?
So I was in between on this fit. Again, it's a good fit. We haven't done a good or a bad fit yet. We always say it's either a good fit or bad. We always lean towards good. This one I'm
Yeah,
kind
you're
of
right.
in between on. Like I wouldn't actually wear it myself, but I think on because I'm giving it to Tallahassee when he's wearing
Mhm.
the snake jacket. I think it's just iconic for his character. Something I would ever wear, but I feel like that was just like all right, it's game time kind of thing because that's when this is leading up to them going, and it's when he went on his killing spree. He put the
Yeah.
snake jacket on. He's got his cowboy hat on. It's just jeans and his cowboy boots, but I think it's just the jacket that was like it's our game mode. It's kind of like in Pulp Fiction when Bruce Willis has like his sword, he's just wearing the white. It's just like a plain white t-shirt and a thing, but it's just like this is like their game mode fit. And
Yeah.
like to me, like that was his game mode fit. So I give it to him for that snake jacket.
It's like the opposite of taking off your warm-ups. Like he
Yeah.
put on the jacket so he can go to work
Yeah,
and go
basically.
and kill all these zombies. Great
No,
fit.
exactly. So that's why I had to give him the fit check for that. But what about you? Did you go good or bad fit, first of all?
I went kind of neither.
Okay.
I gave it to Tallahassee as well, just for the Ghostbuster suit.
Oh,
Like it's
okay.
really quick when he's just running through the house and they're shooting the gun. But I was
Yeah.
like, yo, this is an iconic fit,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's in Bill Murray's house, and he's right there, and they're watching the movie downstairs. I was like, and there's not a ton of fits in this movie,
No,
really.
that's
It's a
true. No,
zombie
100%.
apocalypse. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
saw the Ghostbuster suit. I was like, I'll give that my fit.
No, that's a good fit. That's a good fit. And like you said too, I was thinking the same thing, and I knew this was gonna come up too. It's like you do a dystopian movie or like a movie with like has minimal characters where they're probably just gonna be wearing the same things throughout because it's like just a period of time where it's just like unless they're wearing something really hard, then it's like okay, we're struggling here.
Minimal, bro. You said minimal characters. There are 7 credited actors.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, the credits started rolling, and I saw the cast, and I saw it end. I was like, "What the hell?" I mean, I noticed in the movie, like, there's our 4 main people.
Yeah.
So these are the credit actors. So there's Columbus, Tallahassee, Wichita, Little Rock, our 4 main crew.
Yeah.
Bill Murray as himself.
Yeah.
406, like you said, Amber
Yeah.
Heard.
Mhm.
And then the last one is the clown zombie. He gets credited because I think he has one line. He says, "Let's fight," or I don't know.
Yeah.
He has one line or something, so
Mhm.
he gets credited. That's it, dude. Like, there's no characters in this movie. So
Oh, that's hilarious. You know what's funny? Apparently, the guy that played that clown is also is the same guy that played the guy at the gas station that got hustled by them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they doubled up. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't credit him as both, but when I looked it up, it said that he played both those characters.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting. You're right. I wonder why they didn't credit. But wasn't that dude like a stick thin in the gas station?
Yeah,
fat
he
as hell.
was.
I mean, I guess he's wearing a fat suit, but like, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Which is kind of funny to think that like, but there's no association. It's not like he went from a gas station to maybe he's a clown on the side, but
Oh, so it's meant to literally be the
no,
same
it's
person.
not. It's not meant to be the same
Oh.
person. But it's just kind
Oh.
of funny how he had a connection to them though, and then he ends
Yeah.
up being there at the end. But yeah, no, yeah, there was like nobody in this movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's nobody in this movie.
It's
And
not
not
as
a lot
ba-
of fits.
No, it's not as bad as I Am Legend though. We were going to
Yeah, that's a good
mannequins.
That's a good point. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we gave it to mannequin. All right, we're gonna move to the Ferris Bueller Award. We talked about this a lot. We were saying
Yeah.
all this dumb plot hole shit that's not our Ferris Bueller Award. So I'm curious to hear what your actual award was.
Okay, so this was, I think more so because it was actually lazy. Like all of this stuff is kind of, I mean, I guess you could say it's lazy to the writers maybe, but I don't want to
Yeah.
give them that because I don't actually think they're being lazy because it's just like it's a comedy. So they're just like, it doesn't matter. We don't need to have like this
Mhm.
strong structure of a story. So my Ferris Bueller goes to Wichita for driving the Hummer into the water at the Pacific Playland to get away
Yeah.
from the zombies. Cause I was just like, why? Like, like actually, why? Like, just drive around and get them off of you. Like, why would you drive? Now you're screwed. I didn't understand. And to me, that's only laziness. It's like you just didn't want to try to get them off.
Yeah. No, you're totally right. There was no reason to. You could have in that same sequence because they jumped out of the car and let it go into the water.
Yeah.
They could have just parked the car and got out. There was no reason to send it into the water. And then now you don't have a car. If they didn't come, they were if Tallahassee and Columbus don't show up, they're dead
Yes. That's why
because of that.
it's such a strange choice. I just did not understand it. And like they thought they were dead because of that. They came over, they saw the Hummer, like, oh no. And then they
Right.
look and see them they're probably like, what the why? Whatever, let's go save them. But when they did that, I was just like, I forgot that they did that. And I was like, why? So that's my lazy award. I had to give it to Wichita for that.
It's a good one. It's a good
power
one.
move.
Mine goes to Tallahassee,
Okay.
and it's at the wampum store.
Okay.
So this is when they first show up, and it's for the zombie kill of the week thing. So they show up, right? They know there's zombies inside, so they ring this bell,
Yeah.
and the zombies comes running, and he's hiding around the corner, and then he shoots it in the head, and then
Yeah.
he's like, "Is that zombie kill of the week?" I'm like, "Bro, you just shot a zombie in the head. That's it."
Yeah.
I've already seen you kill zombies in the grocery store that are better than this. How is that? How is that your zombie kill of the week? That's my lazy word for even thinking that would
that's true.
be in the running for zombie kill of the week.
No, that's a good point. Yeah, maybe he's just thinking the presentation, like, oh, I rang a bell, and yeah, but no, just the shot in the head, like you do a flip or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, do something. Yeah, no, that's true. That's
I've
good.
literally already seen you do better kills in the grocery store. You killed a guy with a banjo and a baseball bat. Those were cooler.
That's a good point. No, that's well deserved. That's well
All
deserved.
right. Yeah, you're right. Two good ones. Two good lazy awards. We're going to move to our Nas Reed Six Man Award. So this is
Okay.
someone with a small role in the movie that showed out and we want to show some love to. So who gets your Nas Reed Six Man Award?
So we mentioned this character, and again, there's not that many characters, so it's kind of tough
Yeah.
to give a six man. But mine goes to Sister Cynthia Knickerbocker. So she's the old lady that drops the
Oh,
piano. I looked up her name
nice.
for Zombie Kill of the Week. So I had it because like it's a dope ass kill. That
It
is
is.
well deserved Zombie Kill of the Week. That the preparation. I don't know how she propped up the piano like that. To be honest, I feel like she did. That's like the opposite of a Ferris Bueller. That's a lot of work just to kill a zombie.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, and this is only a one-time thing.
That's what I
Like
mean.
you can't reset this trap. Like the piano's destroyed. Yeah, you're right. How did she even get that up there?
She was going for Zombie Kill of the Week. To her, it was worth it.
Hey, fair
She's
enough.
like,
You're
I
right.
know Columbus is gonna shout me out across across the country somewhere. So I gotta do this Zombie Kill of the Week. So she gets my six man for that because it's
I
well
like
deserved.
it.
It's
I
well
like
deserved.
it. That's a good pick. I gave mine to Bill Murray
Okay,
because
that's
he
good.
was like his cameo. Like I said, he's hilarious. I was
Yeah.
like, this guy. He shows up. He carried what I said was my best scene. That's where all the funniest moments were. Like I said, when he was dying, he was just cooking. The fact that when I read after he showed up a week before and he was just improving all this shit, I was like, it's got to
Oh
be
yeah.
Bill.
Yeah, that makes it even better. That's great. That's well deserved. I just wanted to again, like I it definitely does count. Like Bill Murray being a six man because it's literally just one scene. But I
Yeah.
was like, was he in it too much? I don't know. I was like, she was in it for literally 2 seconds, so I feel like that's a perfect six man. But I have no problem with you giving it Bill Murray because he's great.
Yeah, no, he's really good. But you're right. Yours is great too because she shows up, pulls a string, and that's it. That's her whole
Yeah.
role in the whole movie. And it's Zombie Kill of the Week. Great pick. I didn't even think of her, but that's a great pick. I like yours.
Yeah, no, Bill Murray's
We're gonna
great
move
though.
to best quote. What was your favorite quote?
So my quote is it's Columbus's like ending quote. I don't know why it's not even like a funny quote to be honest. It's when he just says like without other people, you might as well be a zombie. And I thought it was like a cool like encapsulation of just like you know what it is? I think it was because I'm in school and stuff, and it kind of made me think back to even before when I was in school. Like when you go on like those hard like study periods where like you go to the library or whatever, you just study, you spend a whole day. And I feel like I feel like I'd always say like, oh man, like I feel like a fucking zombie. I was just studying all day. And then like
Ah, okay.
I was after when I was watching this, it was after I did a full day of studying. So him saying like
Okay.
without people, you might as well be a zombie. I'm like, I feel like a zombie. I was just studying all day. So like that for whatever reason that quote just stuck with me. So I'm like, all right, that's gonna be my quote.
Yeah, that works. Hey,
Yeah.
hey. Props to you for going to the library and studying all day. That's respect.
I appreciate it.
Good job. Good work.
What about you? What was your quote?
Yeah, I gave mine to Tallahassee
Okay.
when he meets Bill Murray. Like when
Yeah.
they're at the house and he meets him, and he just says, "Man, I've been watching you since I could masturbate." Not that they're related, and it just took me out. Like I literally laughed out loud when I was watching it, and it was the funniest line that I noticed in the movie. Just like,
Oh my god.
not that they're related. I was like, bro, what?
Why
What?
mention it? Yeah.
Exactly. It killed me, dude. And again, I know this was ad libbed. I just know, especially because, like I said, he fumbled into it. Like he's like,
Yeah.
I've been watching you. Like he was thinking, and then he just kind
Yeah.
of said it. So good. It just made me laugh, and that's my best quote.
No, he had so many funny things he said in there. Like I
Yeah.
almost gave him the flush thing just because it made me laugh so much. But like, yeah, him just his whole experience with Bill Murray, like he was just so infatuated, and like so many of the things he said were just freaking hilarious. And it's just
And I was
that's like,
buying it too. Like his eyes were wide, like he'd literally
yeah,
just seen Bill Murray for the first time. Whereas like Woody Harrelson, I'm sure he definitely knows him. Like I said, he
yeah.
called him to get him on the movie. But like he was like, Bill Murray's the greatest person ever, and he's cooking. It's so
Oh,
good.
100%. And Bill Murray was that guy too. Like there probably is I'm
Definitely.
sure everybody like from the directors, the writers, everyone on well, maybe not Little Rock because she's so young, but I mean, if
Mhm.
she's an actor, maybe she's watched some old movies. I'm sure maybe she's watched Ghostbusters, but I'm sure a lot of people were actually big Bill Murray fans because he was that guy in the 80s.
for sure.
So I'm sure there's
Definitely.
some real like fandom to that.
Yeah. We're gonna move to our best scene. I already gave mine away. It was
Yeah.
the whole scene at Bill Murray's house. The whole sequence with Bill Murray was great.
Yeah.
But Dion, what was your best scene?
So mine is within the whole Bill Murray thing. I didn't give it all of it. I broke it into just like the one
Okay.
section of it, and it's them just reenacting the Ghostbusters scenes. When
Nice.
because to me, like I remember that they did it, but I forgot that Emma Stone did that voice. She's like, "Hurry, hurry! It's on the ceiling. Come!" That shit, I don't know, that shit took me out because I forgot that she did that. I was like, they're going so deep into these characters just during a zombie apocalypse. It's just too much. The music playing in the background and everything, like
And you
it
can't
was
forget they're
great.
supposed to be super high at this point because there was a
Yeah,
lot of
exactly.
weed too that
It
they had in
was.
that sheesh. There was a bunch of weed in
There
there.
was
So
a
like they're
lot.
supposed to be high as hell. You're with Bill Murray in the Ghostbuster suit. It's amazing.
No, it was great. Yeah, so like it's not, I guess it's not what's it called? Does that count as a certified?
I don't know. We're kind of on the fence, so I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna
Nah,
say
yeah,
no.
we're not gonna be greedy with it. We're gonna keep
Yeah,
doing these, so we don't need to be like,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
It's technically in the
It's like double
same.
tap, but
Yeah,
we're the
true.
opposite of double tap. We
Yeah, no,
are
that's
being
true.
stingy with it.
That's true.
Single
Yeah.
tap.
Just hit one whop. Hit one whop. No, just kidding. No, no, that's too
All
hard.
right, let me
That's
try.
too
Let me
hard.
try.
Ah, shit. Now you played the whole thing.
No, I think I stopped one of them. I don't know.
Just edit it
Whatever.
out. Edit it out. Just hit one
Whatever.
whop. I
All
forgot.
right, last but not least, we're moving to the MVP. Who gets your
Okay.
MVP?
So my MVP. It's funny. We were stingy for that, but then maybe we might have the same MVP. So then we
True.
we'll actually get a real one. But anyway, my MVP goes to Tallahassee. Because I mean, the character arc thing, I put character arc, but like it's not like there's like this deep story to it. But I thought it was interesting because again, I watched this movie like over 10 years ago. So I actually forgot that the dog thing was actually his son. So then we get that moment where he's like, when Columbus realizes like, oh, he was actually talking about his son. So I was like, oh damn, like, and then you look at this character a little bit differently. He's still a goofball, but it's just like, oh, like you think he's just like this hothead just looking for Twinkies and stuff like that. But then you realize like it's a father that lost his son, and he's just like, I guess he's just looking for Twinkies as like a mission in life because like, what else do I do in life? Like everything that I care about is gone. So like, let me try to like look for Twinkies to find some meaning in my life. And it's just, and at the end of the day, he's the ultimate hero. You talked about the cage scene, like that was like a dope ass like John Wick type freaking scene of him. And it was just hard to when he runs out and then you just see him bang, like clip it and then just keep going. Like he was the ultimate hero in the movie, especially at the end. And like I said, he put on his snake jacket to boss out. So I gotta give him my MVP for that.
No, you're right. It's a good pick, and I mean, you're right that like the whole character arc thing, the whole like the thing with his son. I guess that's why he hesitated to shoot Little Rock.
Yeah.
Like if he's kind of seeing that parallel, and like I mentioned, his chemistry with the cast, right?
Mhm.
Like these two 25-year-olds, like Jesse Eisenberg was 26, Emma
Mhm.
Stone was 21, and Abigail Breslin, who plays Little Rock, was 13, and Woody Harrelson was just amazing with this whole cast. Like he was
Yeah.
funny the whole time. And the one question I had though that I forgot to mention when we were going through, but when Columbus realizes that, like you said, the dog thing is actually his son, what actually gave him that inclination? Like, how did he realize that? Do you remember?
I think it was because he said, what did he say? Oh, he said he had my eyes.
Oh,
He was like, yeah, man, like he
okay.
had my eyes. And like, you wouldn't say that about a dog or,
Yeah, a dog.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So then he was
Okay.
like, oh, wait, he's not talking about a dog. He said something else. I think he said something else too, but he 100% is like, oh, yeah, he had my eyes. And then he was just like,
Okay.
wait, what? What is he?
Yeah. All
We're
right.
talking about a dog here.
And then Columbus even says he's like, you take a man's son away, and then he really has nothing to lose. So that's what you were saying. Like the whole Twinkie thing. He's like, I have nothing to lose. My son's dead. Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck does anything matter? Let me go for the Twinkies. And I mean, everything that you just mentioned. That's why he's also my MVP. So you're right. We don't got to be stingy. We got. That was the finish. See, I told you.
Shit, you
I
did
blocked
stop
one.
it.
So we're gonna give him a full one.
Hey, okay.
There we go. Give me some credit, bro. I did stop one.
Okay, yeah, you did stop.
But But yeah, I thought it mostly like you said, he was badass.
Yeah.
He was funny. I thought he had the most funny moments out of
Mhm.
everyone in the crew.
Oh, for sure.
And like I said, his chemistry, him fitting in with all the young people, like it just worked. It was so good.
Oh yeah, he was great. He was 100% great. That and that's why he's my MVP. That's why he's your MVP. So it was perfect.
Certified
He's
MVP.
certified, certified. We're gonna have to. We're definitely gonna do White Man Can't Jump at some point. So this won't be our first and
Ooh.
last time with a Woody Harrelson movie. That's for sure.
I thought you were about to say MVP. Like you're already saying
Oh
he's
no,
your MVP for White
I'm
Man
already
Can't Jump.
saying. I'm already saying. I'm not.
Could be
no,
Wesley
no.
Snipes.
Yeah, it
be
could
Wesley
be.
Snipes. He
I
was
haven't seen that
popping.
movie in a while, so I can't remember.
Yeah, me neither.
Who's the top G in that movie? But anyway, that's gonna do it for us. So thanks again for listening. If you're this far, don't forget to follow us: TikTok, Instagram, YouTube at The Film Room Pod. If you like the podcast, give us a 5-star review. Amazon, Apple, 5 stars only. And it's happened
Only.
before. If you leave a review, we'll read it on the podcast. Shout out Kobe X98 X98, yeah, X98.
Yeah.
And even if you leave a comment on Instagram, we'll show you out too, because we appreciate the love.
100%.
You show us love, we'll show you love. We appreciate anyone that listens. And if you're a Hollywood homie, a film family, whatever, we still don't know.
We still don't know. We're never gonna know. Bro.
No, we never know. We're just gonna keep going with it. But with that being said, remember, you can do anything you want to a man, but don't fuck with his Cadillac or his movie podcast. And peace
Don't you
out.
fucking dare.